Hello, hello. Welcome back to Sleep Detectives. This is our segment. I always forget my magnifying glass for these recording sessions. This is where we answer real life questions. We're going to do it kind of rapid fire, fast five. We'll try not to. We have a tendency to get a bit carried away with our answers and turn them into whole full-blown case studies, but not today, Bec.
Nope, fast five.
Fast five, okay? I'm not even going to talk anymore. We're just getting into it. Question one. Can I breastfeed my 7-month-old twice during the night, or is it too much? Normally 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. Go.
Yes, you can. You can absolutely feed your little one to sleep and feed twice overnight if that's your jam. If it's impacting your feeds through the day or the ability to take, decent solids through the day, then you may want to look at reducing and eliminating at least one of those feeds. If you wanted to get rid of both of them, you wanted to eliminate it's unsustainable. Absolutely, they are old enough to be able to reduce and eliminate both feeds overnight. You just need to work on improving calories through the day. So it's a redistribution of calories.
Yeah. Every 7-month-old that I work with, and we may definitely start with even more than 2 feeds when we first meet, and I would bring it down to 2 initially, we will end with 0 feeds or one that is just so, this is a Monty Python reference for anyone, wafer thin, as my dad would say, that it's on its way out. Like, baby will sleep through it in the next 2 nights kind of thing. I would say the average 7-month-old that is otherwise healthy, thriving, eating, if we get our ducks in a row during the day and we make a plan for weaning overnight, that we're looking at 0 feeds as a potential, as a very realistic, achievable outcome. Yep. Nothing is a problem unless it is a problem for you. So if those 2 breastfeeds at those intervals are working, keep on keeping them. Look at us go. We did it. We did it quickly.
Oh, that was quick. Quick.
Okay, this one.
Take a breath.
Why does my baby wake up every 2 hours through the night but sleeps well during the day?
Oh, go.
We have, okay. I'm going to just say, I'm going to answer this so generally because I don't know how old your baby is. I don't know anything. But so I will tackle this because it is a very common issue. I'm going to speak incredibly generally about this. My 2 initial thoughts are, your baby is feeding frequently throughout the day, snack feeding, and I'm not talking newborn. We're talking like 4, 5, 6 months plus, right? If your baby is milk feeding 2 hourly during the day, does your baby genuinely need to then feed every 2 hours overnight? The question actually doesn't even say feeding, but that is a common thing that we see. They wake every 2 hours, they need to be fed back to sleep, but have they been feeding 2 hourly during the day? Mm-hmm. The next version of that answer is, does your baby have a sleep association, a parent-led sleep association that they are looking to have replicated at the end of a sleep cycle overnight? That is the most common cause, I would say, of 2 hourly wakings overnight. That could be feeding, as I've just mentioned. It could be rocking them back to sleep, popping the dummy back in, patting, bouncing. It doesn't matter. It's a parent-assisted sleep association that they need in order to go back to sleep, as opposed to independent self-settling skills. Hey, I woke up, I roused between sleep cycles, as we all do. Sleep training does not stop your baby from waking up, but I know how to put myself back to sleep. So I'm going to roll over, get comfy, put my thumb in, bang my legs, and night-night. So this commonly happens after the 4-month sleep regression when sleep cycles mature overnight. And don't worry, Bec, I will not go too deep into that because I know we are moving along quickly.
We're hitting there.
But have a look at how your baby falls asleep, but how they are settled overnight and how you can be doing less. Do you have anything to add?
Yes, because I just can't stay silent on this one. I'm just going to refer back to sleeps really well through the day, but then so I'm going to go in with just double check that they're not having super long naps through the day, and then that's impacting their ability.
Yeah, that they max out during the day, and then there's no sleep pressure, and so it's really clunky overnight.
But it does feel like the first 2 things that you have mentioned, those would be my first 2 thoughts as well. So we're in
Okay,
agreement.
excellent. Okay. Then we've got, is it harder to ditch the dummy when it's only used to resettle the nap? 4-month-old can self-settle without it.
Oh gosh, there's so many thoughts running through my mind. I'm going to go with the first one.
Go. Yeah. Shoot from the
My
hip.
first one is if I'm working to establish nice, good, lengthy naps because it's going to assist with my nights and a quick dummy replug is all that is needed to do the trick, I honestly don't feel like it's too big of an issue. Like I would keep it.
Mhm.
But if you want to get rid of it, oh, cold turkey all the way. Like you just would, and then you'd, if you needed to
It's a great
resettle.
age too at 4 months or 16
Yeah.
weeks, whatever. Same.
Yeah.
It's a great age. It's not so ingrained that you can't get rid of it. What I would think is that if a baby is self-settling without it, though, are we just adding another variable into the mix that's going to, again, like become a sleep association? I don't know how to link my sleep cycle, which for what it's worth, we're not saying that a 4-month-old baby has to be nailing linking sleep cycles, but is it going to just cause confusion down the track? Would be my thought.
I guess I'd want to know if that dummy was being used overnight because it would be a different story if baby was using it overnight but could self-settle through the day for naps but just needed the dummy to link the cycle. There's a lot of questions that I would need to ask, but my initial thoughts are if it's just resettling and then I don't see an issue with it. But if, just go cold turkey, that would be fine. Like
Yeah,
if you
and
needed to get
look
rid of it.
to rescue the nap if you're going to do that in another way without the
Fashion.
dummy. Equally, if it's a useful tool, great, no issues.
Well, I think, sorry, and I know, God, I was banging on about let's just make it like a really fast one. But you've got a couple of months up your sleeve. So if, so I personally would sort of use it in terms of let's establish like a
timings.
nice lengthy nap and good timings. And then before object permanence is developed, then you can do away with it. So I feel like you've got a good 6 weeks or so before you would really need to hightail it out of there if it was on your cards.
Also, big pat on the back to mother and baby for self-settling for a nap
I know.
at 4
Incredible.
months old.
Yay, good job.
Naps can be a beast. So great. Amazing.
Yeah, loving it.
High fives
Well
all
done.
round. Okay. This is a really good question. And I'm curious to see if our answers differ. What is the best age to start sleep training?
Oh, who wants to go first? I do like this question.
I'm gonna go.
You go.
Oh, I don't
You
mind.
go. Yeah,
We'll do
you go.
rock, paper, scissors. I will start from 4 months for the right baby. 5 months onwards, my 5 to 12 month sleep guide, there was a reason why I created it from 5 months onwards because a majority of babies are developmentally ready. We're on the 4-month sleep regression is like happening. Sleep cycles are maturing. We're good to go to really start working on this. However, there are, and I used to be, years and years ago, I used to be afraid of working with 4-month-old babies. They are now some of my favorites because if a baby is ready, they take to sleep training. And what I mean by sleep training in this is self-settling, learning to put themselves to sleep independently and linking sleep cycles overnight and falling asleep for a nap so beautifully because they haven't had months and months and months of heavily ingrained sleep associations and habits forming that then, let's say at 10 months, we're trying to undo. Can we undo them at 10 months? Absolutely. But a 4-month-old baby who was a newborn up until a month ago, it's more of a blank slate.
Yeah.
And so they respond generally quite quickly. So I definitely will do some more active sleep training from 4 months onwards because I have worked with so many babies that are ready, and then definitely from 5 months plus.
So very similar. I'll do sleep shaping from newborn to 3-4 months, and then so that's not sleep training. That's just sort of getting your ducks lined up for little ones. But I have typically skipped 4 months as like offering that as sleep training because I love going into. I honestly love the 5 to 6 month stage
Mhm.
for starting to set that whole let's shape the day correctly and include some solids in the mix. So I quite like having little ones that are about to start solids or have started solids. So somewhere around that 5 to 6 month mark, that's when I love to start doing a bit of sleep work or sleep training. But on the other side of that, if a family is really struggling at 4 months, I will always take them on board because,
Yep.
again, like you said,
You
clean
shouldn't just have to
slate.
wait for
Yeah,
a
you shouldn't have
month
to wait.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your baby is ready. The thing to consider is that we also have to have realistic expectations with babies on the younger
Mm.
side. So we touched on it just in one of those answers before that it's still developmentally normal for a 4-month-old baby to take short naps.
Mm.
So sometimes parents think if we sleep train at 4 months, are they
Mm.
suddenly going to start taking three
Yeah.
2-hour naps?
Yeah.
Sure, maybe some, but it's not ever my goal is to do that. It would be
Mm.
about getting you to a place where sleep feels consistent. You
Yeah.
have rhythm and routine to your day, that your baby is just waking for age appropriate feeds, if at all, overnight, and you know what to do outside of that.
Mm. And that's not to say that a 4 month, like the reason why I wouldn't take a 4 month on is because I feel like they're too young to sleep train. It's more so that there's so many things cropping up that
Mm,
at 4 months, like a fresh 4 month, you can get some sleep, really great sleep happening. It's just that there's a lot of things that creep into the mix all the way up to 6 months. And
mm,
that can sometimes lead to, we might just need to jump back on a call just to tidy up a couple of things,
mm, mm.
semi-frequently, um, just to make sure that we're still, on track and keeping up those really great sleep habits. So
Yeah,
that's
that it's
probably
not
one of the,
set and forget because we
yeah,
sleep trained at 4 months.
yeah, that's right. There's
Um,
so many things
there's
that
a
that
lot of
creep into
growth.
the mix.
Yes, agreed. Um, and I have experienced incredible transformations with babies that are so ready at 4 months old. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, so glad
same.
we did this and didn't wait
Yeah.
until 8 months. Okay, so final question, because we are having internet issues.
Yeah.
Final question is, what does anchoring a feed in mean?
So I love this question because I think about anchoring feeds as holding steady on the timing of when we're offering the milk feeds. So, for
Mhm,
example, a 6 month old would be on 4 feeds through the day. I'm anchoring those feed times in at 7, 11, 3, and roughly around 6:30. So
mhm,
I'm not changing those feed times. They are well and truly popped into the schedule. They're not flexible.
yep,
And the reason why they're not flexible is because we want our internal clock or your little one's internal clock to be able to recognize things happening at certain times. So, anchoring, so while we can't necessarily always control when our little ones sleep and how long they sleep for, we can control when we offer the milk feeds.
mm,
So, this is a really great way for our little one's internal clock to recognize what's happening and release hormones in expectation. So, when it comes to our milk feed times, if they're anchored in and they don't move, then appetite is created around those feed times. So it means our little ones are a little bit less agitated, through the day because they know their feed is coming up. They've only got a
mm.
short amount of time to perhaps wait. Um,
It's a really good idea. If you haven't already, we have a podcast episode about why we don't, as sleep consultants, recommend feeding to sleep. And that also plays into this answer, I think, for me a bit too, is that we want to have these really full and active feeds. And if we feed really frequently, we get a bit snacky. And a bit snacky means a bit snacky overnight. And so we're kind of chasing our tail from the get go. So by anchoring in the feeds and, as you said, holding steady with their timings, regardless of those naps, is that you have something literally to anchor your date. Like you will always come
mm,
back to these great full feeds, which in and of itself actually protect naps. They protect
mm,
wake windows because they've got a full tummy.
mm. Yep.
And it's something that you, as a parent, when our days can feel very chaotic as
Yeah.
parents, especially with young babies, you just keep coming back to these timings. It's easy to communicate with caregivers and childcare, bottles, breastfeeds, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
It's something that you can just shape your day around when we're craving a bit of rhythm and routine. Plus, it
Yes.
significantly helps sleep,
Yes.
no tears involved. And I think the imagery of anchoring in does exactly that. We understand what an anchor does. It holds us in place, and we are holding those feeds in place, even if things are pretty choppy around us. It's going to hold us in place, and that applies to days and nights, and you just keep turning up for those feeds while everything else falls into place.
Yep.
Amazing.
Hope that explains
I think we did pretty well, except for tech issues, which hopefully no one's going to notice because I'm going to edit them out. But that was our rapid fire sleep detectives.
Yeah, we did well.
I think we should put a box every week, Bec, on our socials, on our stories, mate, because we record on a Friday. For anyone that's listening, we record on Friday. So we're going to start putting boxes out on Thursday so that we have your real life questions ready for a recording. And just so you know, we don't really talk about them ahead of time. It's almost like a bit of a game. Like, are we going to know the answer? Are we going to be divisive? It's anybody's guess. So we'll start doing that on Thursdays so that we've got fresh questions and we can actually answer what is relevant to you.
It might have also be fun to watch the visual on these ones, because it could give away like a little, oh my God, I don't know the answer to that one.
Yeah,
or like, oh, I've got to like dig deep.
Like blink twice if you need help, Bec.
Oh no, I love this. It's such a fun thing to do. I love it.
Yeah, well, we got to find fun. There's so much fun in baby sleep. Who would have thunk it? All right, we will see you on the next episode of, Sleep Detectives, brought to you by...
See you later, team. Have a
Bye.
good night. Bye.